So, Whitey Bulger is in the news again. Of course, Whitey Bulger is the famed mobster and fugitive who was caught a few years back and has now been sentenced to prison for the rest of his life. But what he's in the news for now is something that happened at the prison. He didn't escape. Don't worry, we ain't got an El Chapo situation here. He's been put in solitary confinement for a month because he was caught masturbating at this particular facility or jail that he's being held at. That's against the rules. Prisoners are not allowed to masturbate. If they do, they get caught. They could end up in solitary confinement, apparently. And I haven't done any research on this because I really don't want to know how many jails or facilities that's against the rules. You can't play with yourself. But kind of does ask the question, well, why can't prisoners masturbate? And, I'm going to play the devil's advocate here and actually go with the congressional facility operators, the prison guards and whatnot, because I'm a 31 Echo MP detainment. Basically, I'm a prison guard in the Army when, my unit gets called up to actual duty. I worked at Gitmo. So, yeah, I can understand one of the reasons that you don't want prisoners to masturbate, because it's like that scene in Silence of the Lambs, is where she was done talking to Hannibal Lecter. So she goes to leave the prison, and she's walking down the line. The guy in the next cell, Miggs, I think his name was, throws a handful of jizz at her. So, no, I can understand what correctional facility officers would not want their prisoners masturbating, because that jizz is going to go somewhere. And it might end up on them, so I could totally understand why they're not a big fan of prisoners masturbating. At the same time, though, putting them in solitary confinement, does that really match the crime that they've committed? Well, I don't see it that way. I do see the one problem being I don't think it's going to discourage it or make them stop doing it, putting them in solitary confinement. Because think about it, solitary confinement, they're not going to go out in the yard or be at the weight rooms or hanging out with other prisoners. They're going to be by themselves in a cell for a month. That's a lot of time on their hands. So I think we all know how they're going to spend it. But I honestly don't care if Whitey Bulger is being thrown in solitary confinement because he sounds like a horrible person. So, fuck, maybe he should already be in solitary confinement for all the shit that he did. All the horrible shit. So, he can't masturbate. Serves him right. Still, though, like I said, what else are they going to do?